One. Hi, my name is David Tiscareno, and my partner is Sean Russell, and our Supreme Court case is Texas v. Johnson. And the Johnson character here is Gregory Lee Johnson. He's a known activist, and he was a part of the Revolutionary Communist Party USA. He was born in 1956, Indiana, and is most famously known for him burning the flag, which is also what gave him the Supreme Court case and got him in the Supreme Court. Before that, though, he was an army soldier and he moved to Germany in 1969. Gregory Lee Johnson and his political ideas. They were influenced by his family's growing opposition of the Vietnam War, as he grew up in that time. His behavior continued past this case, however, causing another flag-based Supreme Court decision called United States v. Eichmann. So that's another impact that it had immediately after its ruling. Now here's some more background on the case. The case deals with the First Amendment, primarily freedom of speech and somewhat the freedom of press. Johnson burned an American flag in front of the Republican National Convention Center in Dallas in 1984. He was arrested for violating a Texas statute and fined $2,000. This statute states that one cannot dispose of venerated object. So according to that, he did in fact break the law. And thus, one court in Texas convicted him, saying that this violates his rights. He appealed to the Supreme Court to get further justice.
Right. The Supreme Court decided that they would take his case, and so here we have the ruling. So the issue brought up was, does burning a flag represent the freedom of speech as presented in the Constitution? And his case was held in 1989, 5 years after his actions. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of him and in a vote of 5-4. Even though it caused mass public outrage after he did the incident and after this case, it did not technically violate the First Amendment. The court deemed that Texas statute was based on a viewpoint of the government rather than the law, which, of course, the Constitution oversees all. This ruling was bigger than just this case, giving a base to the future of freedom of speech rulings, which is a long-term impact of this case. And after this, there were many continued disagreements about burning the flags and the Texas statute, which went back and forth with the Texas government and the president. So the ruling, and now including our thoughts. So we both believe that the Supreme Court did the right thing, and voting in favor of Johnson was the correct thing to do, as this does follow the Constitution. So ruling against this would be more following beliefs rather than the Constitution, as in the Constitution, the First Amendment states that the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press are able to be done by any American, and he did not harm anybody with the actions of burning these flags, rather than he just made uprising, which does not violate the Constitution at all. So our connection we have today, as this case did impact the United States a lot. So obviously in recent months, primarily starting in about June, human rights movements like Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ plus movements have erupted throughout the country due to the government's actions. So a lot of times in the movements, the center of these, the center of them is the burning of the flag, the nation's flag. Obviously, the nation is our United States. And while many people stated the flag burning should be illegal and should not be allowed in these riots, and considered it mainly disrespectful, it does not violate the First Amendment. So going along with what was previously mentioned, the freedom of speech cannot include trespassing or burning of another person's property. Yet, if it's their flag, they can do whatever they want with it. And if anything, it's just showing their, promoting their movement. And so while Texas v. Johnson was ruled on in 1989, government nature issues still lapse throughout the country today, and this is a long-term impact, and we both think that it will continue to, this case will continue to have an impact on our country. So here's a picture just showing Black Lives Matter movement, in June, and it just shows that burning the flag has been a popular thing to do. And then here's our works cited. We use 3 sources primarily.
Thank you for watching.